Oh, it's amazing. Let's give all of our team a lot of love. You know, it takes a lot of commitment to learn 4 brand new songs every week. So just hold that in the honoring. And let's let go of any shame. If you have anybody, let's go of any judgment. Let go of any comparing to anyone else or anything else. And just create a space for yourself that you are totally open with your heart today. Could you do that? With no agenda, no other ideas, no concern about the next place you're going to be. Okay? Because if you're concerned about the next place you're going to be, when you get finished, you're not going to feel complete because you're going to be thinking about the place you never were. All right. Don't ask me to say that again. It just came out. So a photographer for a national magazine, he's wanting to take some pictures for his company of a fire that's going on, and he was trying by car to get there, and it wasn't working. So he called some of the officers of the company, and they said, no problem, go to this airport, and we've arranged for you to have a private plane. And he said that should take care of it. So he goes there, and this plane's warming up, so he runs over, he jumps in it, and he says, let's go. And so they get up in the air, and he goes, speed up a little bit, and oh, by the way, when you get around this mountain, could you kind of go up a couple of times, and could you go down a couple of times, and could you go up? And the pilot said to him, why am I doing that? And he said, well, because I'm a photographer, duh, and photographers take pictures. And the pilot says, you're not the instructor? You can watch it online if I lost you. So anyway, in my life, the longer I live, the more I realize that the answers that I live by today, even still, came from instructors that greatly impacted my life. Okay? And people that would say the right words at the right time that would stick with me and become transformative. And that all of a sudden my consciousness could change, because when your consciousness changes, then your life will change. Consciousness will change any form that you desire to be changed. But it happens within yourself first for the form to change. Okay? When I accepted my doctorate a few weeks ago, I gave a talk about Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind, and how in the early days of my life, I heard a story about him because he was an instructor, and people would follow him around and listen, what's that little nugget, Dr. Holmes is going to give me today. And so they were gathered around, and Ernest turned real quick and scraped his arm, and it began to bleed. And some of his team went running. He said, where are you going? He said, well, we're going to get you a Band-Aid and get you some gauze. He said, I don't want that. And cover up what Spirit is going to do. That intelligence of the universe that is already going to work in me right now, is already working on this space. And look at it, it's already filling it in. Don't you see it? And it's already transforming my life. And to cover that up with a Band-Aid and miss out on seeing Spirit at work? No, I am not interested in doing that, you see. And it really stuck with me that we are healed by what we turn towards, not what we turn away from. It stuck with me to get excited about what Spirit can do in your relationships, with your family, in your bank account, with your savings account, in your business, which is minding your own business. It really stuck with me to show me that no, I don't want to get in the way of that. I'm not looking for a quick fix. I'm looking for the permanency of Spirit to transform my life. And so hearing that story was a defining moment. Another moment that he shared is when he was with his protege. And his protege was talking about prayer and, what can you really do for your neighborhood and your community. He said, come on, Bill, and get in the car with me. He drove him through this neighborhood that there were broken toys, there were broken dreams, and the houses were dilapidated, looked pretty rough. He said, Bill, I want you to pray for these homes. There's brokenness here. There's a belief in brokenness here. And he said, I want you to pray for these homes, and I want you to hold them in the space. And I want you to do treatment. I want you to do prayer work. I want you to transform this neighborhood. And over time, they went and they got back in the car and drove down. There were no more broken toys. There were new plants that were planted. They were working on the roof. And you ask yourself, oh, wow, how can that happen? Well, it happened here in our own community. Those of you that are newer and coming here, I've been here 16 years. And they said it wouldn't last, imagine. Anyway, that's another talk for another time, but I've been here 16 years. And when we first were growing and they had to put chairs in the lobby, our neighbors were not happy. And back then, the neighbor homes that you see are not the homes that you see now. They too look broken. They had broken toys, they had broken dreams, they had broken roofs, and they looked like a community of struggling, if you will. And we got together as a board of trustees, we got together as a staff, and we started masterminding our neighborhood. We put things on their door. We bless them and we bless their good. Now you can ride by there and you see all these changes that have happened. Their association for the neighborhood meets here in our spiritual community. There is nothing that the power of love cannot conceive and achieve if you're willing to do the work and make it your intention. Everything that is crying to you because it knows universally that you have the answer. Right? There is plenty of everything. There is plenty of everything. Say that with me. There's plenty of everything. The question is, what is your everything? What is your everything? If your everything is, I never have enough time, then you have everything of you never have enough time. Yeah, if your everything is, look at all the struggle going around, not looking at the celebrated factor, not looking at your opportunity to shine. If you're just, oh, look at all this, oh, the heaviness, oh, if you're looking at, you have everything of that, and more is coming. More is coming. If you have everything of just can't count on anybody and everybody lets me down and I give my heart to somebody and then they turn around and stomp it. If that's your everything, count on it. Everything. What is your everything? And that is your quest, is to answer what is your everything now and what do you want your everything to become, you see. We are called to offer great teaching. In the first service, Charlotte, one of her little boys, sat on the front row. And as she danced, he was, go mama, go. Go mama, go. You know, and he's sitting 2-3 chairs from me, and he turns to me and he goes, that's my mama. I said, yeah, and she's a fine one, you know. We influence by modeling. We influence by being real, by being authentic, by not putting Band-Aids on our things, but showing our children that there is an answer that will come to us. One of my greatest trophies was yesterday that my little godchild Miracle sat beside me and she said, you're my best friend. With love, you can clap, it doesn't bother me. Love, there is no age difference. Love, there is no difference, period. There's just a quest of everything and what matters to us, you see. We must get, as community, more involved in city things. We must get more involved in educational things. We must say our minds. We must speak our truth. We must transform some of the things that are going on in our society, because when we talk about prosperity, we need to change an indebted society. We need to affect and influence coaching young people that the greatest opportunity is what you make on your SAT score. And SAT, I'm not saying it's not important. It's not the one and only thing in your life. I've got to tell you, past high school, nobody's ever asked me my SAT score. When they interviewed me here, they did not say, what was your SAT score? Okay, when I went to the realtor to buy my home, I didn't say, what was your SAT score? You know, we put so much energy on that you memorize something and you learn it for a period of time. It's essential that we learn how to teach and model principles that are lifelong and that are ever unfolding. Are you with me? And so when we look at your SAT, it's your soul activating truth. Your soul activating truth, because ultimately wisdom is beautiful, common sense and where it's coming from is more profound. And so we want to work with that, and we want to teach people a new thought that a part of what we're here to be is to be prosperous, to be successful. And we don't need to apologize for it. And we don't need to be compared to any other church, because we teach you how to be prosperous for yourself. We teach you how to have more and how to be successful. And if it isn't coming to you, it's your responsibility to step into it and demand that more of it come to you, because if it's, as Edwin Gaines would say, that's on the cover of this Science of Mind magazine this month, if your income is fixed, you fixed it. Because there's plenty of everything. And Unity Village, that's amazing. If you haven't been there, go. Started with a penny. There's more that we could ever imagine. But we must be bold and brave and not apologize for being successful. You ever see Joel Osteen getting out and apologizing for being successful? You ever see Joyce Myers apologizing for being successful? You ever see some of your friends, apologizing for being successful? No, because you're modeling possibilities, that anything is possible. We used to teach a course here called 4T, Tithing of Your Time, Talent, and Treasures. It was 12 weeks. They stopped offering the course because goodness help people that they could come 12 weeks in a row, because they're so busy, they just got so much going on. 12 weeks of your life, 24 hours total, right? That would transform your life forever. I think I'm going to start it again, but I might make it a 6 week. But I didn't expect that. Okay, so there's plenty of everything. Okay, so we're teaching this course, and in that course, every Tuesday night, within the class and within people's private time, 200 times a day, you were to say, I am prosperous. I am prosperous. I am prosperous. And you would say that, and it just made you pay attention to your life, to everything that was coming, to everything that was around you. And so we said that every week. And in 2008, we hired a new youth director that was relocating from Detroit, and our administrator really wanted to impress him. And so they went up and they decorated, paint, and redid the office. It looked really good. So she said, let me go, come up with me and let me show you how great the office looks. I went, oh, it looks so awesome. But we're coming back down, and birds are lined up there on the steps. And they're all looking at us. They're kind of like this. I said, where did all those birds come from? She said, oh, we were hoping you wouldn't notice. She said, but when we had everything cleaned, we, did the gutters and everything, and it was a mess, and we took all the birds, and we took their homes down. I said, top priority. Top priority. What is the solution? There's plenty of everything. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? I said, I want bird homes up ASAP, and tell me how I can help, or if I need to donate, we got to fix this. They don't have a home. That's a big deal. So anyway, moving on. So they started putting the bird homes up. Before you know it, we had like 12. And the birds are up there chirping. Good to be home. And I said, can you imagine they go over to Fort DeSoto Park and say, oh, I'm at First Unity Spiritual Campus, and I'm in the log cabin. Mine's the red one. Oh. But you know, they could have taken a different route. They could have said, we're in the gutter. Nobody cares about us. You know, oh, look at us. Their everything could have looked very different, but they remembered, I am prosperous. And there you go, you see. And this is the way that form takes place. And it's the way it takes place in my life. And it's the way it takes place in your life. We are told in Scripture when the disciples saw how profound that Jesus could live and that there was always enough. And they went, how do we do it? What do we do? And he said, remember your daily bread. Right? That part of the Lord's Prayer? Yes. Your daily bread. It's every day. Every day, everything that you are open to see is happening all around you. It's happening in your life. It doesn't say bi-monthly. It doesn't say once a year you might have a little special coming in. And it says to forgive your debts and your debtors, right? Forgive people that gave you all those credit cards. Right? And appreciate them because they did. And don't be mad at them. But keep it in perspective. You have to have a credit card now, or you can't get credit at all if you don't have a history of something, okay? But you have to remember when you get something 10% off and you pay 14.9, it's not a sale. Right? So you have to use things wisely in your essence and in your energy and how you invest in your life. You are an investment. You are an investment, and you are here to be able to be successful in all areas of your life, financially, spiritually, emotionally, relationship with your family. You're here to minister to others because of who you are. And it's important that we learn through instruction these natural laws that say yes to us. Are you with me? Are you ready to go the bigger route? These are talks that are transformative for your life. They have nothing to do with what you give in the offering plate. I'm doing my job, the rest is your karma. Right? But it's to teach you every day that there's enough. To teach you every day that you're not going to run out. To teach you every day, if you don't use something, get rid of it because somebody's waiting to love it. It's a way of life. It's not just Sunday. I don't know about you, but I've been away a little bit, so I'm going a little longer. Can you handle the time? Can you make it? Okay. I've been really somewhat preoccupied with my Bahamian brothers and sisters, been there many times, and all sentient beings from the island. And I've been really praying in, okay, I want to do something. I want our community to do something. It's wonderful to collect stuff. How are you going to get it there? You know, and you don't want it to be in a pile somewhere where we need it right now. Keep in mind, we have no stores. Keep in mind, we have no supplies. So I've been really in prayer about it. And our former president of the board, she texted me, she and her wife, and said, guess what? One of my clients has a private jet. And they are going to take everything that anybody brings to First Unity, they're going to take it to the Bahamas. Going to take it to the Bahamas. And that includes everything. Batteries, clothes, you name it, whatever it is. If you think of it, if you're guided to share it, they need it. Okay? They need all of it. Get this. There's nothing where they can go and buy anything. So let's move with the quickening of the Spirit. It's a great opportunity to declutter. If you don't have anything you want to get rid of, you can teach the declutter class here one Sunday. And in the meantime, we will take money. And Kathy and Lori will shop and add to the need bucket. Are you in? Yeah. So let's see this being transformative. And see, that's a perfect example that you don't need to know how. You just need to say yes. A woman came up to me after 9 o'clock service this morning and she said, I got to tell you, I wanted so much to respond to the Bahamas. I emptied out all the clothes I don't use. I had 8 bags. And I'm going, well, that's great, but now what am I going to do? And she said, I was told intuitively to put him in the car, and I would get instruction when I came here on Sunday. You see? So that's the way it works. But that's what real prosperity is an open mind and an open heart, and allowing the space to become transformative, to know by far that the world's a better place simply because you existed. And doesn't just come with the frou-frou, it comes with a responsibility as well. Here's what Myrtle Fillmore said, and I thought, let's read it together. As we develop, we are no longer satisfied to go on living the old life without the knowledge of our oneness with God, the source of our being. Sometimes when we reach this point in our soul's progress, we do not at first know what is taking place. We may become restless and dissatisfied. We may go through experiences that we do not understand. We may even be tempted to think that our good has gone from us. But just as surely as there is God, the one presence and one power, we shall find that we are going from one room, as it were, into another, larger and lighter room. Einstein would say there's two important days in a person's life: when you were born and knowing why. To me, the why is always changing. To me, the why is always evolving. It's not like network marketing, elevator speech. I know my why. I use this product on my face because it helps when the light shines a certain way. No, that's beautiful. But a why spiritually is a responder, a first responder to what is in front of us, you see, to what is the actual reality of what we're being called for. It's an amazing time. And each and every one of us are significantly and equally important. Thank you for coming, and thank you for being here today. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.